I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, open the meeting to the public. Anybody wishing to address the public at this time? If not, you'll get a chance at the end of the meeting. Okay, minutes of the August 1st, 2022 regular meeting. Oh, sorry. Mr. Administrator, can you call attendance?
Yes. Trustee Pelkey. Here. Deputy Mayor Menard.
Here.
Trustee Rodriguez.
Here.
Trustee Arno.
Present.
Mayor LaBounty.
Absent.
Okay. Minutes of the August 1st regular meeting. Any additions or deletions? Any corrections that we need to make?
I make a motion to accept the minutes as printed.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Bills, and we have one supplemental also. So is there any questions or on the bills or the supplemental?
I make a motion, we pay the bills as printed.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So move. Correspondence, do we have any correspondence today?
I do, Deputy Mayor. There was a gentleman that came in the village office this morning. He was concerned about the intersection of Maple and Pine. He indicated that there are stop signs on Pine Street, but there's no stop sign on Maple. And he said that the traffic is just going considerably fast through that intersection. And he requested the board to consider making it a four-way stop rather than a two-way stop. What I did is I told the gentleman that it really wasn't the decision of the board, it was New York State DOT that needs to make that decision. Well, I was partially correct and partially wrong. So what I did is I called New York State Department of Transportation, and I spoke to a gentleman by the name of Aaron in the traffic division. What he indicated to me is that the village cannot, on its own merit, decide that they want to make a four-way stop. What they would have to do, and he gave me the section of law, we would have to have an engineer report come out and do an engineer study of that intersection, and the engineer would have to make the recommendation or suggestion to the village. But also speaking to Aaron, he indicated that if the board would like, we could ask the New York State Department of Transportation to do that engineering report for us. No guarantees that they will, but he said that we could ask them to do that study.
Will that be any cost to the village?
If DOT does it, no, but if we need to hire our own engineering firm to do the study, then there would be a cost to the village. Now, as the trustees know at this point in time, or the board I should say, that's the only intersection that's not a four-way stop down Maple. I'm not sure the proper, if the board went through the proper procedures in the past to go through the engineer study, or they just took it upon themselves to put the stop signs at the intersections.
I don't ever remember the village taking and bringing it up at a board meeting or anything like that for a four-way stop. I think they just had the street department put it up, I think.
I can't remember what we did down on Montgomery Street for, down by Montgomery and Rose.
Yeah.
Remember we added those two
Yeah.
stop signs?
But years ago, there used to be
Yeah.
stop signs there, and they just took them out. When Bobby Clark got the boss or whatever, he took them out and stuff because we put new sidewalks in and they were in the way of the sidewalk.
Same with up at Academy and Academy Extension. Those signs were added at one time.
Yes.
So I don't know how they went about it, but I don't know if they just put them in.
So can we ask the DOT to do that study?
If that's
Would
the
that-
direction that the board would like me to do, I can send them an email tomorrow asking them if they'd be willing to do the engineer study. But it falls underneath section 2B.07, multi-way stop applications. And it does say that the restrictions to use stop signs described in section 2B.04 also apply to multiple way stop application guidance. The decision to install multiple way stop controls should be based upon an engineering study. And then there's other terms that follow, and I can share this with the board. I just received this today.
Well, if we took and bought the signs that we were supposed to buy, the speed limit signs, ones, if we put one of them there, I think that would,
Well, like right there, Benny, you do have a speed limit of 30 miles an hour, and you also have the blinking yellow lights for the school district.
which is 15
15 or 20,
or 20, yeah.
20 for the
20.
school.
yeah. And it still doesn't slow them down.
No.
But I mean, there's a lot of intersections that we're having problems with, State and Delaware.
Oh my God, yeah.
Um,
They did just go right through that. That's a four-way
yeah,
stop.
State and Maple, that's another, bad area where there's concerns. But, the four-way stop up at the Chapman and Delaware, people don't even stop. It's too
No.
bad that the sheriff went and patrol up there a little bit and put some time in. And even put some time in the school zone where we start slowing the traffic down.
We can put that
We
request.
need a presence of the sheriff in Rouses Point.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't had
No.
quite a few in a long time.
Well, if it doesn't cost us anything for the engineer study, I think we should go forward and at least look into it and then
Well,
put a
see.
request into the sheriff and tell them our concerns about the speeding in Rouses Point. And see if they'll do
On
something.
Maple Street, yeah, mostly.
Maple, yeah.
I mean, the worst case
Maple.
scenario is the DOT could turn around and say, no,
Right,
we can't do
Right.
the study.
at least
for
we
you.
tried.
But
Exactly.
to me, they would have, I mean, they must do these studies for other areas, so they would at least have the engineer. We wouldn't even really know
Right.
who to look at, you know, who to look for. So it doesn't hurt to ask them, or at least if they say no, they say no.
Okay.
You can just go ahead and do that, you don't need a motion or anything, because
No.
we're not spending any money.
We're not doing
Right.
anything,
Right.
no.
No, that's,
Yeah,
I
sounds
think we
good
should
to
look,
me.
I think
Yeah.
we should look into it,
Yeah,
especially with the zero cost.
Yep.
Perfect.
like I said, if they say no, then we readdress it.
Yep, at least we tried.
And we can, yeah, we can call the sheriff and have them, you know, see if they can keep an eye on Maple Street, the whole length of it.
Excellent.
Okay, is that it for
That's all I
correspondence?
have, thank you.
Okay, reports of mayor and trustees. So the mayor has, regrettably, I have 2 resignation letters. Dear Board, Mayor and Board of Trustees of Rouses Point, please accept this letter as my formal resignation from my role as lineman. My last day at the village of Rouses Point will be August 26, 2022. I feel that the time has come for me to pursue another opportunity that is aligned to my career aspirations. I would like to take this opportunity to thank you for the knowledge and experience I have gained by working here. Sincerely, Jared LaValle. Do we need a motion to accept that?
I'll put in a formal motion to accept his resignation with regrets.
Thank you. Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion moved. And the second resignation is from Dan Yankee. I resign my position with the Village of Rouses Point, effective 8/10/22. Dan Yankee. And any motion for that also?
Make a motion, we accept the resignation.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
The proposed renewal union contract for our union employees, from June 1st, 2022 to May 31st, 2026. Has everybody looked through the contract proposal? Looks like a good contract for both the village and employees. So do we need a motion to accept it?
You do.
I make a motion, we accept the union contract. for the 3 years, or 4 years.
Second.
Second.
Do we need roll call vote on that?
Trustee Pelkey,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Menard,
Aye.
Trustee Rodriguez,
Aye.
and Trustee Arnold.
Aye.
And that's all I have for this evening. Trustee Arnold?
I went to the library board meeting the other night, Wednesday night, and the railings have been put on the steps, which looks very, very nice. Did Ann talk to you about having the poles painted?
Yes.
Okay, so we need the poles to be painted over there. And they also would like some volunteers for the Friends of the Library. They need people to join, and you can call Ann if you'd like to join the Friends of the Library. They also have a new website, RousePointLibrary.org, and it's under the village website besides. And they're looking, I guess, I'm sure, I don't think the village has to do this, they can buy the sign, I think. They're looking for a sign that says library on it. It's a person, sort of a person standing there with their hands like this with a book that's blue and white. If they could get one of them or whatever. And also over to the park, the shuffleboard, it has to be painted next year. I'd like to bring it up right now, but just to let everybody know, there's a lot of the paint has gone off in it and stuff, because they're using it quite a bit and stuff like that, so. And people should take and use it. They can get the shuffleboard pucks and sticks at Sandy's Deli or at the coffee shop. And it's a lot of fun to play, and it's free. So, if all the kids out there like to do something, they can do that. That's all I have, Mr. Deputy Mayor.
Thank you, Trustee Arnold. Trustee Pelkey, you have anything for Stephen?
Yes, I met with Brian Giano, the chief water plant operator. He went out and got the quote for the DE and for coating our filters. That he usually purchases it once a year. The price of the DE doubled. So he had budgeted $17,000 and it came in at $21,000. So we're $4,000 shortfall. They're a sole provider now, and they're blaming it on fuel and, of course, of everything else.
Yep.
So we have to be aware of, that's another budget item that we're short, of course. When he did his budget, he put extra money in, thinking, if it went up 10–20%, but when it doubles, it's hard to justify a budget on that. He said the daily operations are going well at the water plant. Also, I went to the wastewater plant. They put in, the street department's been putting in a dump station for accepting the sewage from outside firms, and that's coming along very well. They saved us a lot of money doing it in-house, rather than having a contractor come in and do it. And we used a lot of the manholes that Pfizer donated to us. They were brand new manholes at the time when Pfizer was closing up, so our material list was not as bad as what we expected for pricing. So another thing that Danny Gay found out when he called for chlorine, the water plant and the wastewater plant, they both use chlorine, of course, for disinfecting. The price of that also doubled. So that's another shortfall that we're going to be looking at with these budgets. So we're going to have to keep that in mind come next year when we sit down and do the budgets. The reason why that they're going up so much is because of the price double. The last thing I have is I noticed that the telephone company's been working on Chapman Street. So that's a good
Yep.
thing, and a long time coming. We wish them well and getting their work done so we can get those poles out of there.
Yep.
That's all I have.
Thank you, Trustee Pelkey. Trustee Rodriguez?
Yes, last week, the mayor, myself, and the administrator sat down, we interviewed Travis Brunel for the MEO2 opening. and everybody seemed to like him. Adam, the supervisor for Public Works, liked him, so I'd like to make a motion that we hire Mr. Brunel as an MEO2.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
We don't need a roll call for that. Okay, motion passed.
That's all I have.
Other reports?
I have no other report.
I have one other thing that I
Okay.
wanted to bring up. The street department, the public works, been working at the wastewater plant doing that dumping station, and I just wanna let the people know that on Smith Street, they are scheduled to go up on Smith Street next week to start that project of doing the sidewalks, moving the hydrants, and, hopefully milling the machine, or milling the streets so we can get the blacktopping done. So, when people are wondering when they're going up there, they're scheduled to be up there next week
On Smith Street.
on Smith Street. So, that's a long time coming also.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's all I have.
thank you. Code enforcement officer, anything? No?
The only thing I have to report, I'm happy to report to everyone that things are finally picking up here in the village, a lot of exterior work being done. We have some contractors in town, they couldn't hire anybody, everybody I spoke to had a tough time getting somebody to even come in. And they're definitely paying top dollar, but they put in a lot of permits in the last couple of weeks.
That's good. That's good. Open a meeting to the public. Anyone wishing to address the board at this time? If not,
I make a motion, we adjourn?
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So moved.